Today, I want to talk about why it's so easy to do too much when you have a chronic illness and or a disability. Hi, I'm Jameson and welcome to my channel. I'm an award-winning author and writer who's written for the New York Times, the LA Times, Washington Post, and others on topics relating to chronic illness and disability. If those things interest you, please subscribe to my channel. I've been struggling with this a lot lately. As my health has improved and as I've been feeling better, there have been more opportunities for me to overdo it and to do too much. When I was a fitness instructor and a personal trainer, it felt like I had all the energy in the world. And now I'm kind of in an in between area where I'm still sick, but I'm better than I was when I was bedridden. So I have more things that I want to do. Um, I'll probably always have, those goals and ambitions, but I thought I would share in this video some things that I try to keep in mind. And I'm not always successful, but I try to keep them in mind when I'm trying to pace myself and not overdo it and crash or burst out of my energy envelope. The first thing is it's okay to think big, but you got to start small. So it's okay to, have lofty ambitions and goals or, even sort of realistic goals, but maybe they're long term. But, you can have like the longest to do list in the world, but you got to start small. You can't do everything all at once. It's better to just focus on one thing that you are fairly confident that you can achieve, or at least achieve, a good portion of that one thing, opposed to trying to tackle 10 different things all at the same time, or even all in the same day. It's just you can accomplish way more if you just focus on that one thing opposed to trying to knock out everything on your to-do list. So think big, but start small. Another thing is no matter what happens, don't beat yourself up. If you overdo it, if you crash, it's not your fault. It may feel like it's your fault, but it's not. I do this all the time. I struggle with it a lot. I beat myself up every time I do too much, and I do too much a lot. I always beat myself up. When I am recovering in bed, my mind spins and I just think about all the things that I could have done differently, how I should have done less, even though I wanted to do even more. So you just have to not beat yourself up. No matter how frustrated or angry you are, don't take it out on yourself because it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you have an illness, not your fault that you have a disability. This is just the way that it is. And you have to be gentle, you have to be kind, you have to protect your body. Another thing is don't let failures stop you from trying again. It's important that you give yourself rest and let yourself recover if you do too much. But don't let that crash, that bad experience, stop you from trying again at some point when you're ready. And if you're not ready, don't do it, because you're just going to repeat that pattern of overdoing it. But also, it's just important to kind of know that, you did your best. You did as much as you could, probably more. I mean, obviously more than you could. So don't let that crash, that bad experience stop you from getting right back up on the horse when you're ready. You also want to celebrate your victories. Even if you overdo it or if you don't overdo it, no matter what you've accomplished, and you have accomplished something, especially if you've overdone it, celebrate what you did. Be proud of what you've accomplished. I mean, if you were able to like clean the kitchen, or even if you were just able to like wipe down a small part of the counter or wipe off the refrigerator handles, or even if you were just drop something on the ground and you were able to pick it up without help, that is something. That's something that you did. It may not seem like a lot to other people or even yourself, but it's something that you did, something that you accomplished, and celebrate it. I mean, yeah, maybe you don't need like a trophy or a plaque on the wall for it, but just acknowledge it. Like you did something, and instead of beating yourself up about crashing, focus on what you did and try to be proud of what you achieved. You also want to break the habit, if there is a habit, of overdoing it. I am honestly, I'm still stuck in this, you know, sort of revolving door of crashing, doing too much, and resting until I recover, and then just crashing and doing too much all over again. And to be honest with you, I've done this for over a decade, and I don't know if I will ever really fully master this, but if you're aware of it, at least you can try to break that habit, because sometimes, that revolving door, that pattern, that cycle will repeat itself over fairly long periods of time. So it's easy to sort of lose track of it until you do it again. So, like I was crashing the other day, and when I was crashing, I was just thinking like, wow, I just felt like this last week. I'm in this exact same position that I was the week before. And when I do it again, I'm probably going to think that same thing, like, here we go again. So it's really easy to feel the repetition of it, and just feel like you're, not learning from past experiences. But I think that, more often than not, we are learning from our past experiences, and I try to, even though I still make the same mistakes. And it's also like it's moving the goalposts. Sometimes that's what it feels like, is because sometimes you're like, I'll do the exact same thing. Like I will, um like I take a shower every day, and sometimes it makes me crash, sometimes it doesn't, but it's like it's the exact same process. I do the exact same thing, go into the bathroom, run the water, shower, and it's like the same process every time. Sometimes it makes me crash, sometimes it doesn't. And so, you know, that's not a fair playing field right there. It's just not fair, but it's reality. So don't beat yourself up if, you crash doing the exact same thing you did the other day that didn't make you crash. The last thing that I think might help, if you find yourself like me, overdoing it too much when you have a chronic illness or a disability, is just being mindful in the moment of the possibility of doing too much. Like as I'm making this video, I'm thinking, how much more energy do I have in the tank? Can I finish this video? Do I have enough to keep speaking? I mean, I feel it in my lungs and my throat, talking too much, and that's usually a sign that I need to stop. And for that matter, I think I am going to stop. So, but I hope that this video has been helpful. And if it has been helpful, please subscribe and hit that bell icon, so you get notified when I make more videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.